Hello, folks, and how are you all doing? So, I will only say that don't abuse me after going through this article because this article is only a perspective how companies were thinking at the end of 2023 that the tech job market will make a comeback in 2024. And here we are already 4 months into 2024 and we already know the situation. So, how the job market recovered after the tech layoffs, an inside look at tech hiring, generative AI, and more. So this article is written on 7th of November 2023. So 24 still didn't happen back then. And this is like around 6 months ago. And let's see what they were thinking back then. After shedding nearly 250,000 workers, the tech industry appears to have been recovering from the mass tech layoffs in 2022 and 23. So yeah, we should be happy now that when we are approaching 2024, the tech market is in recovery, albeit slowly. Yeah, definitely. It's not fast, it's slow, but it will definitely recover. Job cuts peaked in January with over 108,000 tech employees receiving pink slips. By contrast, less than 15,000 tech professionals were laid off in September. But I believe then it is again a much higher number. For now, at least, the smoke is clearing as big tech finishes course correcting in the aftermath of the pandemic when companies overhired from overestimating demand for online services like streaming, food delivery, and video conferencing tools. Yeah, this definitely did happen. But this is November, right? So we don't yet have the full picture. Post pandemic hiring slowdowns and rising interest rates designed to curb record inflation meant tech giants saw their valuations shrivel, creating pressure from investors to about non business critical endeavors like R&D projects and job headcount. For example, Meta reduced support for NFTs on Instagram and Facebook, while Amazon shuttered its primary care service, Amazon Care, due to a lack of customers. Revenue per employee, one of the basic measures of company efficiency and productivity, fell at Amazon, Meta, and Twitter from 2018 to 22 by 6.9%, 14%, and 18.2%, respectively. Then we have some charts for analytically disabled people. Just joking. And in the charts, what we have is like what is basically the change in the number of employees in percentage. And I believe that, yeah, so Apple has more employees and Amazon, Meta, and Twitter, they have less employees. So percentage change in the number of employees up to 22 and percent change in revenue. Okay. So I believe this is a comparison in between the headcount and the revenue. So the revenue for these three companies have dropped, and for the other four companies, we see rise, but I believe only a mild rise. This is happening even as people claim that generative AI tools are causing huge productivity gains, says Nathan Brunner, founder and CEO of Sellership. What's causing it is an overall loss in revenue. As a tumultuous year in tech comes to a close, we wanted to give current and prospective springboarders insight into where the tech job market is headed next, especially given recent developments in generative AI. So, yeah, so it looks like that AI is causing more of a trouble than it is helping us. And this is back 6 months ago. Now we have a better idea what the reality is, but it's not very different. And tech layoffs, a brief history. Big tech took a major beating throughout the year. Meta laid off 11,000 employees in November 22, another 10,000 in March, effectively shedding a quarter of its workforce. And yeah, it is also true that Meta is also a company that overhired one of the like maybe 30-40% people of its total headcount, yeah, during the pandemic. So yeah, so if you overhead so much, there's definitely an impact that will be coming. Now, Dropbox discharged 16% of its staff, and Microsoft shrunk its workforce by 10,000 workers. Amazon offloaded 20,000, 7,000 in the past year. Nevertheless, the lion's share of job cuts affected recruiters, marketeers, middle managers, and support staff more than actual techies, that is, programmers, data scientists, UX designers, etc. But I will tell you that we don't need to be so happy about this because programmers always tend to believe that we are so important. There is no way that we will be affected, right? But we are also getting affected. Of all tech industry workers affected by layoffs, only 22% were software engineers. See, only 22% were software engineers. Just think about it, right? We are 99% of people, right? So only 22% are affected. So we should be very happy, right? Yeah, yeah. Be as happy as we can because we will not be so happy when we are laid off. Anyway, most job cuts, 28% in professionals working in HR and talent sourcing. Marketing employees followed 7.1%, then customer service, PR, communication strategy. At Microsoft and Meta, UX design represented 3.5% and 4.3% of job cuts, respectively. Unfortunately, mass layoffs have been normal for a very long time. Excessive inflation compared to a typical annual rate of 2% often consumer spending, forcing businesses to make cutbacks. Employee payroll represents the biggest, yeah, and that is correct. So when we have to cost cut, we definitely have to lay off some employees because the salaries are the biggest cost that employers are bearing. And I mean, what else are the costs? Like lighting, security. Yeah, I understand. They also have some costs, but they can also give remote work. Anyway, the idea that you should have a job security is sort of 20th century invention. Louis Heyman, historian at Cornell University, told Vox in an interview. Yeah, and right now even I believe so. So it's not like if you're working at a big company, you have some sort of job security because everything depends on the market. If market is bad, if your employer doesn't have money, who will give you job security? Right. So every employer, I believe, wants to retain good employees because the employee already knows how to run the business, and it is like a win-win situation. The employee gets the job security, and the employer gets money. But money in the sense, I mean business. But when the employer doesn't have the money to pay, then what will happen? One 2019 study by HR tech platform CareerArc found that 40% of respondents said they had been laid off at least once. There is no such thing as job security unless you have your own company, and they are only saying, and even then the company can get so big that the board votes you out, like what happens to Steve Jobs, says Maria Tamino, a career coach at Springboard. A smart choice for Springboard students, I mean, I believe it's their consultancy or something, have their own LLC for contract work. Always aim to diversify your income with projects, freelancing, and other opportunities. Yeah, that's right. So this is actually the best advice for 21st century, and that is always try to have another stream of income. It could be freelancing, it could be something else. So for example, I am trying with YouTube, so there could be more things also like blogs. There could be, like, you have to figure it out according to your interest, that what is it that you want to do. Don't just run after the crowd. Just give yourself some time and think on it, that where is it that you should be earning some money. And then we have growth in tech companies remain strong despite layoffs. Yeah, now this is a very interesting point, and that is the companies are growing. It looks like that, but there is still layoffs. So I believe there is one website called Companies by Market Cap, when you can see the different like market caps for most of the companies. And I don't believe that the companies are really growing like all the companies. So for example, Microsoft, if you see, there is a decline in price, and this is last 30 days only. And for Apple also, I believe for Google it's high. And see, most of the companies, it's actually in red only. It's lesser number of companies are in green. And even if this is green, see, this is 0.6% and 0.37%. I believe this is only for one day. Yeah, this is only for today. So yeah, so if you, even if you look at the last 30 days, it's most of the companies are in red only. And if I filter by, let's say, rank by categories, and I will rank only by tech. So where is tech? Tech, technology, no, not telecommunication, technology. Where is it? Pharma. Yeah, I'm not finding tech. That's very strange. Yeah, software. So in software, as you can see, see, there are so many reds. See, reds and reds. I hardly see any green. So maybe very few, maybe only five out of the top 25. So yeah, you are very well aware of the current reality of the situation. So yeah, let's read ahead. And while layoffs at FANG companies counted the most publicity given their sheer market dominance, the tech job market remains strong. You see how strong it is. So yeah, the tech job market is very strong. In-demand positions may have migrated outside Silicon Valley. In a recent BCG survey, 40% of layoff tech workers had found a new startup jobs. Many former big tech staffers find greater satisfaction in less corporate roles with reduced red tape and ability to work more remotely. Small companies are twice as likely to hire full-time remote workers, according to a state of remote work report by Owl Labs. Yeah, so we have hope, folks. We have hopes. So, okay, according to CompTIA's report, there are top 10 projected growth occupations for the next 10 years. So, first of all, we have data scientists. So, this is like the coolest job of the 21st century. I believe somebody have said this 10 or 15 years back. So, There will always be. So see, it's more than twice, 200% we are in demand. Not we, I mean, I'm not a data scientist, but I mean, those who are. And for cybersecurity people, for software developers also, see, it's 180%. So yeah, we are in high demand, folks. So no need to worry. No need to worry. And then we have ex big tech employees are doing well with other industries. While job postings are less concentrated at big tech, opportunities have sprung up small and medium-sized companies, non-profits, and even state and federal governments. US Jobs, the official job portal for US federal government, currently lists over 700 unfilled IT positions. Yeah, so I mean, there are jobs. That's what they're saying. And if I come down, yeah, I believe they're saying that BCG survey found that 9 of tech workers who have been laid off found work again. Of those who have found new positions, 94% remained in the tech industry. At the same time, an impressive 90% of laid off H-1B visa holders found new jobs that meet the program's rigid requirements, allowing them to remain in the US. So yeah, so this will concern Indians, like Indian tech workers in US for sure, because H-1B visa is what many Indians are looking for because definitely because of the high pay in the US. So yeah, this is something that will definitely impact us. And then US federal government made a push to hire 22,000 tech workers. And yeah, so I mean, there are some government jobs also. They're saying the generative AI boom is actually boosting the tech industry. Yeah, it is boosting, but is it really boosting the jobs is the real question. AI's share of US startup funding doubled in 23 as investors sought to cash on in Gen AI craze due to the GPT-3 launch in November 22, and predicts that the AI software market will reach 135 billion by 2025. A spate of AI startups this year offer services such as AI video generation, data analytics, code completion. So basically, you put in the word AI in your startup pitch, investors will pour money onto it, says Brunner. There are so many emerging AI companies focused on automated resume writing and generating cover letter templates. Even non-AI companies are trying to integrate AI into their daily operations. On LinkedIn, the number of global English language job posting that mention AI tech is up 21 times from November when ChatGPT launched. Yeah, I mean there is a lot of demand in AI, so get into AI is what they're saying. And IT spending remains strong. Yeah, I mean what they're trying to say is that IT spending is a useful proxy to gauge and demand for tech talent, particularly in non-tech sectors. IT budget refers to money allocated for IT system and services. I think there is not much useful stuff here. IT spending is like how much money is being spent in the market. So I believe that is also a useful metric to measure how the market and where it is going. So everything is going fine and shine is what we have here. And subtech companies are rehiring laid off workers. So yeah, so don't worry if you are laid off because maybe your company will rehire you like in some time. And the tech skills gap remains a problem. Yeah, I actually kind of agree with this, that there are now so many things in the market, and there are very few people who have an in-depth knowledge on this, like even me included. Like, I'm not saying I'm some sort of an expert or anything, so even I'm learning and I'm trying to get a deep knowledge, but what is happening is people are getting jack of all trades, and we are missing the master of one. And draconian RTO mandates may be layoffs in disguise. So yeah, so all the companies are asking employees to come to office, and yeah, we all know that working from home is much more comfortable. So employees may be uncomfortable coming to office, and in the process, many of them may be simply resigning, and that is how the headcount is also decreasing. Tech roles are still in demand, but landing one isn't easy. Yeah, so that is the most important point. So there are a lot of tech roles available even in LinkedIn and other job portals you will see, but one role for three people will have 5,000 applications. So that is the real problem, right? So it's not that people are not working in tech. People are working in tech, and there is also job openings. And yeah, but what happens is, how can you filter yourself out among 10,000 people? And yeah, many of them may be ATS friendly resume experts also. So even if you have very good skills, if you don't have the ATS skill, it's difficult filtering yourself out, right? So yeah, so that's it about it. So this article is written by Kindra Cooper. Kindra Cooper is a content writer at Springboard. She has worked as journalist and content marketer in the US and Indonesia. So yeah, so I really enjoyed reading this article. This is a perspective from November, and of course, with time we have a more clearer picture. Like, I have made some more videos on this also. So yeah, so you decide. Anyway, so if you want to discuss more stuff with me, And you can definitely join my Discord server. I will keep the link in the description below. So that's it for this, folks, and I will see you next time.